At 22, he was a venture capitalist, raising from $500,000 to $15 million. He wants to solve the world's biggest problems, untapped human potential. He's got a giant bag of Doritos in front of him all day long to remind him that he's stronger than those Doritos. He's Evan Carmichael, and here's our take on his top 10 rules of success, Volume 9. All right, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Love the struggle.
You need to learn to love struggle. You need to learn to tell yourself that the struggle is the best. Because if you're not chasing down difficult things, you're living a life so safe, so inside your comfort zone, that you're never happy. I had a woman come out to my event last night here in Milwaukee, and I gave her some advice on how to build her business, and she said, wow, that sounds so hard. Yeah. Teach yourself that you're the kind of person who does hard things. I love hacks, I love shortcuts, I love optimizing, I love it. It's amazing, it's the best. And I love doing difficult things. Otherwise, you stay inside your comfort zone and you only do the things that you feel safe to do. And then you hate your life. If you're not pushing up against your comfort zone, if you're not stretching further, if you're not going into the struggle, you hate your life. The people who are the most fulfilled are the ones who are off, pushing the envelope, doing difficult things. I look at this, I broke my neck in Denver, right? I broke my neck. I continued to tour. We still had, 5 or 6 more stops that we had to make, almost a month of touring. You still had to go off and do the tour. I canceled 1 stop, then I did a short version in Kansas City, and then I did all the way through. We're still going, full 3 hours. I had to still make videos, right? Videos still have to go up. Last week, I was still suffering from a concussion. So I hit my head on a baseboard, cut my head open, had 3 staples in the back of my head, broke my neck, broke my upper back, got a concussion. Still gotta make videos, right? I still have to make videos. I love it. Because it's in the difficult times that you show yourself what you're made of. When it's easy and you win, you don't care. If you win a race against 3-year-olds, who cares? But if you go up and race against Usain Bolt and he beats you backwards on 1 leg, you're still pumped because you got in the race against Usain Bolt. The self-pride, the self-respect, the confidence, the growth comes from doing things that you struggle with, not from always doing the easy thing. You hate your life if you're just doing the easy thing.
Rule number 2, help your customers.
I think you need to be your customer's chief goal officer. I think if you want to win in business, you have to understand your customers. You become their chief goal officer. If you want to accomplish your goals, the best way to get there is help your customers accomplish their goals. If you're helping them, you're solving problems, guess what? You're gonna make money. They're gonna pay you to do it. Now you have to combine what they want, right? You're the chief goal officer. This is what they want, and combine it with what you love doing. Can you help them solve that problem? Are you the person to solve it, or do you want to refer somebody else off to them to solve that problem? When you can mix those things together, the thing you absolutely love doing with what the customer so desperately wants, that's when you start to win.
Rule number 3, don't chase money.
Chasing money makes you do stupid things. Money is important. It has to be in your top 5. It just can't be number 1. Your heroes, the people that you look up to, the people that you want to be like, the ones who went off and changed the world and made a lot of money in the process, they had a mission. Money was not number 1 for them. Look at whoever you look up to, respect, love, admire. Your heroes, understand them, look at their story. Money's in their top 5, but it's not number 1. And so when you go up against somebody like that, when you go up against somebody who's chasing down their purpose, and you're coming into the industry because you think it's a hot opportunity for this year, they're gonna crush you. You will always get crushed by the person who loves the thing if for you, it's just an opportunity. And so that's why chasing money makes you do stupid things. You get into an industry because you think it's gonna be a hot chance for you, but you're gonna lose because you don't love it. The people who love it will always win, and so it's much better for you to go off and chase down something you love and make money in the process of doing that thing. It's why the number 1 rule for success that comes up the most consistently across all the people that I profiled, across all different kinds of industries and backgrounds, is you have to love what you do.
Rule number 4, be patient with the results.
You're not in a big enough hurry because you don't view patience and impatience properly. You were trained and conditioned with a perspective that does not serve you. Today, we're gonna break that. We're gonna set you free so you can start hitting your goals a lot faster. Most people are patient with themselves, but impatient with the results. I'll say that again. You're patient with yourself, but you're impatient with the results. You want the results to happen right away. You're impatient. Like, when am I gonna get these results? But you're patient with yourself. You'll give yourself a break. You'll let yourself down. Like, I'll do that tomorrow. You're patient with yourself, but you're impatient with the results. I want you to flip it. This is the perspective shift that if you understand and make in your business, your entire life will change. You need to flip it. You want to be patient with the results and impatient with yourself. You want to be patient with the results and impatient with yourself. Know that the results that you're after will take time. You're chasing down big goals. You're an entrepreneur. You want to do amazing things. It's going to take some time for that to happen. But the impatience you need to put on a daily basis is on yourself, that you do the most that you can do today and every single day to move a little bit closer to achieving your goals. So look at my business as an example. My next goal is to hit 10 million subscribers on my main YouTube channel. That's a big goal. It's gonna take me a while to get there, right? It's not gonna happen tomorrow. No matter how much work I put in, no matter what I do, it's not happening tomorrow. It's gonna take some time. I get that. I'm patient with that. And I'm insanely impatient with myself. It's like, what can I do more today to get me closer to that goal?
Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out our 254 Confidence series in the link below.
If you're doing work that you love, you're more likely to follow through. You're more likely to do it because it doesn't feel like work, because you love doing it. Surround yourself with greatness. If you want to be more confident, you need to surround yourself with things that make you feel confident. Find whatever the smallest first step is, and then the smallest next step is, and continue to build those steps. And when you look back, you'll have realized that you made some pretty significant progress.
Rule number 5, find your core values.
If you don't get this right, your business will fail. It's not just about what you love doing and the skill sets you have, it's about having similar core values as the people that you bring on board. You need to know what your who is. You need to know what you stand for as a human being. You need to know what your mission is and bring people on board who have similar core values. This is where so many entrepreneurs fail. If you only do a self-assessment and say, well, I'm great at this. I'm gonna be the technician. I'm gonna be the artist. I'm gonna be the coder. I'm gonna be the one doing all of the actual work. And I need to partner up with somebody who's a business person, who's gonna be doing the deals and the media and raising the capital and talking to investors and doing the sales pitches. It's not enough to say, well, I'm good at this and you're good at this, so let's get together. And that's what so many people do. That's why so many business partnerships fail, because you're just looking at it on paper. You're just saying, well, they have the skill sets I don't have, great, let's work together, boom, we're in business. And oftentimes entrepreneurs will then say, hey, well, let's do 50-50, right? You're bringing this, I'm bringing this, so here we go, 50-50 partnership. And for those who've been through it before, you know how much of a disaster that can be. Because everything looks good on paper, but you can't make a decision just based off of paper. It's like going to a dating website and putting in your ideal person and then deciding to marry that person without ever going on a date. It's about core values. Why do things fall apart? Because you don't share the same core values. And a lot of times you don't even know what your own core value is to start with. So you figure out your one word. Your most important core value. That's the starting point. You have to figure it out. I mean, it'll serve you not just for your business, but for any relationship, for life. This is what you stand for as a human. And then you want to attract people who not just have the skill set and the desire, but the same core value. Because you know what? The skill set is actually easier to teach than the core value. To make somebody change their beliefs, I don't know how to do it. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. To give somebody a new skill set is way easier to teach.
Rule number 6, chase the hell yes decisions.
You spend too much time focused on the small decisions that don't actually move your business forward instead of focusing on the ones that you actually get pumped for. So I look at my business, I look at my YouTube channel. My goal right now is I want to get 10 million subscribers on my main YouTube channel. I'm excited, I'm pumped, let's go do it. I'm chasing it down, and I've got a list of ideas, a giant list of ideas. And as people watch my videos and I talk to my friends about it, they give me more ideas. And the list just keeps building. Is this something that you can resonate with? That list of ideas just keeps growing and growing and growing. I keep it in Evernote. I don't know where you write down your ideas. The problem is most of those ideas, they could be fantastic strategic ideas that just makes total logical sense to do those things. But I look at them and they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, meh, it's okay, yeah, that's good. We should do that. Yeah. If you're not emotionally attached to it, you won't have massive success doing it. It has to be a hell yes. And so when my tour came along, the idea of doing a 23 city, 90-day tour, I don't have time for it. Logically, it makes no sense. I don't have time to do this. It's crazy. Look at this giant list of ideas I have to do. Hell yes, I want to do that. And off we go. 23 cities, 90 days. I just got back. Hey, back in my entrepreneur land setting here. For those of you who are OG for my channel, you have to chase the hell yes decisions and stop getting stuck in the meh and okay land.
Rule number 7, be strategic.
I think people should quit way more than they actually do. You stayed in a business for too long. You stayed with an employee for too long. You stayed in a relationship for too long. You should have quit on them years ago. But because you've tied your self-worth to winning, your pride prevents you from quitting. Staying in something, even if you hate your life, just staying in it means that you don't have to admit to yourself that you're a quitter. And so you stay, but you're actually losing. In my first business, was a software company, I struggled with this. I was 19, I thought I was gonna make it rich and be a super successful entrepreneur, and I sucked and I struggled and I was making $300 a month and I didn't know what to do. I was too embarrassed to tell my friends that I had no money and I couldn't go out with them, and that the 20 bucks for pizza and beer was too expensive for me. And it took me to a rock bottom moment until I could actually be strategic and realize that I needed to change. What happened was I told my partner that I quit. We were working long hours, like this was my entire life, working on this business, crazy hours and just not getting results. And so I finally had enough. I felt like a worthless human being, and I called my business partner and said, I'm out. Like I have to go do something where I feel like I can contribute to the world somehow. And so I told him I quit, and then I hung up the phone and I cried. I cried my face off. And I woke up the next day and said, I can't quit on this yet because I would regret it if I did. But I have to find another way to stand. Like this is taking too much out of me. And so I asked myself who had done this, who had built a software company before. And I looked at Bill Gates and how he started Microsoft. And I used his strategies to help my company grow. And then we started to win. Then we started to make money and started to get some customers and clients and eventually sold my business. But I almost didn't come back to it. If I hadn't been strategic in that moment and said, okay, I can't quit because I'm gonna regret this decision for the rest of my life, if I didn't step out of that emotional zone just for a few seconds to realize I need to keep going and look at who had done this before, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Rule number 8, have a cause.
Having a cause will make you feel like a superhero. It'll allow you to do things you never thought you'd do and give you the courage you never thought you'd have. All of your heroes had a cause, and if you want to stop selling sugar water and change the world, it's time to find yours. I love the Steve Jobs story. I'm a huge fan of Steve. I have his poster on my wall as one of 5 people that I look up to on a daily basis. But one of the things that I really find most valuable about having a cause is it can allow you to have the courage to be the evangelical person, even if it's not naturally who you are. I look at Steve Jobs and I see someone who is naturally talented, who's a great salesperson, who has the gift of gab, who loves being in the spotlight, who is that person who likes being up front and center. And so it's easy to go off and be that person. Now you combine that with a cause and you get a company like Apple. But having a cause can make you evangelical even if you are introvert and shy and don't like the spotlight. I know because I'm talking about myself. I am an introvert. I don't like talking to people. I don't talk to the person next to me on the airplane. Being in front of the camera makes me nervous. Being in front of a giant audience makes me shy. I'd much rather be at the back of a room than be the center of attention. One of the things I used to fight the most with my agent about was he would say that, Evan, you don't want to be famous. That's a problem. Like, yeah, I don't want to be famous. It's not about me, it's about the cause. And recently it started to sink in that by me becoming more famous, I could spread the message more. But it's one of the biggest things that we kept fighting over because I don't crave the limelight where a lot of people, they absolutely have to have it. But when you have a cause, it forces you to the front. I make videos because I want to help entrepreneurs. I make videos because I struggled so much. Your purpose comes from your pain. I struggled so much in starting my business. I want to make the path a little bit easier for the next generation of people coming through. I'm making videos and content and speeches for the 19-year-old version of myself that needed to hear this stuff. And so I feel it's my responsibility, it's my obligation, I have to do it. And it forces me out into stages that normally I would say, you're crazy. I'm on this tour right now, right? I gave up a quarter of my year, 90 days, to hit 23 cities and do the thing that I'm most afraid to do, which is get up and potentially disappoint people every 4 days by doing another event. And I kept going even though I broke my neck. I broke my neck 3 weeks ago in Denver. And we kept going. I only canceled one event completely. And I just got up and kept going. And so having that cause, feeling like the work that you do is important and meaningful is the whole thing.
Rule number 9, do what makes you proud.
The problem is you're not proud of yourself. You might post about some accomplishment you've done on Facebook or Instagram, but when it's you, by yourself, all alone, deep down, you're not actually proud of yourself. So why? Where does that come from? It's because you've taught yourself that you set goals and you don't consistently follow through. So now when you set a new goal for yourself, you don't believe that you're actually going to follow through. And that continues to cycle on and spirals down into you not being proud of yourself. We need to change that today. So it starts with this. When you set a goal, you have to follow through. The only acceptable reason for not following through is you being proud of yourself. Are you proud of the reason why you didn't follow through? So a couple examples. When I started my tour, the very first stop, the pre-tour stop was Boston. I had a goal at that time that I was gonna run 30 minutes of cardio every day. We drove to Boston, I drove the whole way, didn't sleep a wink, got in at 2 in the morning. I hadn't done my cardio. What do I need to do? I need to do my cardio. Why? Because I told myself I committed to doing 30 minutes of cardio every single day. The cardio was the worst cardio of all time. Barely moving, right? Just kind of half eyes closed, trying to struggle my way through the 30 minutes. Health-wise, I burnt 0 calories. It would have been better for me to go to sleep. Mentally though, for the mindset, I'm pumped. It's when it's hard and you do the thing that you actually build your self-respect, your self-pride, your self-love, your self-confidence. When it's easy and you win, you could post about it on Instagram, congratulations, but you don't feel great about yourself because it was easy. But when it's hard and you try, that's when you start building self-respect, self-accountability, self-pride. That's where it comes from. And so in Boston, I woke up the next day and I was tired and I had a sluggish, hard day trying to get through it, which was not great for my body. But mentally, I'm pumped, like I did the thing when it was difficult. If I just went to bed, I would have had to ask myself, am I proud of the reason why I'm not doing this? Other people would let me off the hook. I'm sure the people I went down with, Nina, my wife, Danny, my camera guy, would have said, it's okay, go to sleep. It's 2 in the morning. You drove all this way. It's a strange day. It's not a typical day. You have every reason in the world not to do it. People will let you off the hook all the time because they don't hold themselves to high standards. And then they infect you with their lower standards. I would not have been proud of myself if I didn't do my run, even though the results sucked. It's the effort. That's where the pride comes from.
And rule number 10, the last one just before our very special bonus clip is just be yourself.
Just be yourself is one of the most common pieces of advice that you hear from successful people. Just be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Just be yourself. You're a unique snowflake. Yes, amazing, but how? How do I do it? How do I find it? And once I find it, how do I have the confidence to actually live it? How? Give me the how. You're in luck. I'm gonna give you the 3-step process on how to actually find out who you are and have the confidence to live it. We're gonna go through 3 steps: who, why, how. Your who, your why, your how. You figure that out, you're set up for life. It's one of the most powerful exercises you will ever do in your life. Let's dig in. Number 1, your who. Your who is your one-word, most important core value. What is your single most important core value? Mine is belief. When you understand what you stand for, you're less likely to be pulled in other people's directions. So quick tips on how to find it. What's your favorite movie of all time? Mine is Seabiscuit. It's about this horse that's too small and a jockey too big and an owner that has no money, and they find each other and they start winning a whole bunch of races, right? What's your favorite song of all time? Who's your favorite teacher of all time and why? And if you look at all these things that you have loved, it wasn't because Mrs. Jones taught you math in grade 8. It's because of a characteristic There's a common thread between all the things that you love that make you happy. That's your one word. That's your most important core value. When you figure that out, now you can live a life on purpose and bring those things to you. So for me, believe, I'm not gonna make a video that's trashing somebody. I'm not gonna make a top 10 stupidest things that this person ever said, even though it might make me more money, even though it might bring me more subscribers, even though it might get me more attention. I don't wanna do it because it's anti-belief. And knowing that, knowing what I stand for, then makes it easy to put that shield up to say, no, I don't care about your opinion. I don't care that you think I should go do that thing. I know what I stand for. It gives you a rock to stand on where most people are standing on quicksand. Figure out your who. Step 2 is figure out your why. That's your purpose. Your purpose comes from your pain. Think about the most painful moment in your life. Your purpose for life will be to help other people who are currently experiencing that pain. To find somebody who is going through the thing that caused you the most pain in your life will lift you up and give you so much joy, I can't explain it. And your who and your why, your one word and your purpose are for life. So for me, my why, my purpose is helping entrepreneurs because I struggled so much as an entrepreneur, because I turned down huge jobs to make $300 a month and earn 30% of a company. And I hated my life. Like I felt worthless. I felt like I wasn't giving any value. It sucked. I eventually made it through, and I want to help entrepreneurs because I remember struggling so much as an entrepreneur. I don't want other people to have to struggle the same way that I struggled. And so my one word is believe. I could believe in anybody. I could believe in lots of people. Everybody needs believing in, but I love helping entrepreneurs more because that's where I came from, because that was my biggest struggle. It's my biggest pain. And so think about your most painful moment of all time. Helping the people who are currently experiencing the thing that you went through is going to be the thing that will fill you up for life. Your who and your why are for life. They will never change. They're with you for life. And so it's worth going through that thought experiment to find it, because most of America has no idea what they stand for and what their purpose is. Step 3 is your how. Now it's figuring out, how did you get through the thing that you went through, right? I struggled as an entrepreneur. The thing that saved my business was modeling Bill Gates. How did Bill Gates build a software company? That's what I had. I had a software company. I wasn't working. I copied Bill Gates' strategies, applied it to my business, had my first sale shortly after for $13,500. It may not seem like a lot of money, but for me, it was money. It was money. It was bank. Like, holy cow, something's actually working. And so ever since then, that was when I was 19, 20 years old. Ever since then, whenever I don't know what to do, I model success. I modeled Bill Gates' success and put that to my company. I had success. And so what have I done for the past 20 years? Made content, made videos. Look at my channel, profiling different successful entrepreneurs to model their success. The path that I use to get out of the hole is the path that then I teach. The path that you use to get out of the hole that you are in becomes the path that you teach. It's a system. It's replicatable. You can teach other people how to do it, because a lot of the people who are struggling with the thing that you struggled with, they never find their way out. You can help them by showing them the path that you took. And so your who, your why, your how. When you figure that out, that's how you are yourself. And now you've got this amazing rock to stand on. When other people think you should go do something else, you don't care. It doesn't hit you. It bounces off you because you're confident in yourself. And so yes, be yourself. And it's gonna come up over and over and over and over again. Look at the top 10s, look at the espressos, look at all the videos, look at the interviews, look at the people that you look up to. They're all gonna say, just be yourself. But how? This is the process. Figure out your who, figure out your why, figure out your how. Go through those 3 steps and you're set up for life. And I'm so pumped to see the journey that you go on.
And I've got a very special bonus clip from Evan on how to tilt the odds in your favor. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. It's time to go from just watching the video to taking action. Here we go. Number 1, how can you enjoy the struggle? Number 2, how patient are you when waiting for results? Number 3, how can you believe in your core values?
Just because you are following your passion, it doesn't mean you're gonna make money doing it. But I don't think you have to go work a job that you hate for a decade until you earn the right to go off and do the thing that you love. I think in a 2019, 2020 environment, we've proven that it doesn't have to take an insane amount of time for you to achieve financial success. The trick is to figure out how can you combine that thing that you love doing with something that serves other people so that you can make money doing it and it's not just a hobby for you that fills your soul. But I believe that the fastest way to make a lot of money is to be an entrepreneur, not to be an employee somewhere else. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, the lesson that comes up over and over and over and over again from all the people that I profiled is you have to do the thing that you love. You have to follow your passion. Otherwise, think about it. You're going up against people who love the thing that they're doing. You are competing with somebody who absolutely loves this thing, and for you, it's just a strategy. You're gonna lose. The people who love what they're doing will beat you every single day of the week. And so instead of fighting an unfair fight, you want to tilt the odds in your favor and do the thing that you love.
If you want to see more Evan, check out his top 50 rules video in the link right here. Continue to believe, and we'll see you there.
If you have to get motivated every single day, then you are in the wrong business.
The people who win work the hardest because they love what they do.